Welcome y'all to We Heard What She Said and We Meant Everything That We Say. Today's topic is she's more than that.
Right.
You are more than just what people see of you, what more of everything that you do if you like me, I'm a postal carrier, so I'm more than a postal carrier. Um, everything. Like you're more than everything. She a boss, but she has other things that's on her list. So
I want.
that's the topic today.
I'm kind of ready to like start on that because okay, everybody doesn't know what my day to day is like. Being a single mom, having my own career, everything like that.
Right.
So like guys see my Instagram, right? And I got all these pictures and stuff. And a lot of times, there is a lot of not a lot of times, but there is females that take pictures like I take and have like nothing going on outside of Instagram.
Just
Like
on the Instagram?
yeah, like, because, Instagram's really like, it's not reality, it's fake. So a lot of people I feel like that I've been running into feel like, for one, your following determines your status. They feel like, okay, like if you promoting
Wow.
these kind of pictures and stuff, it's like you promoting it for a reason. Like you got some kind of other agenda in the background. And then on top of that, they just feel like, I guess because a lot of men are so used to that, running into females that are like super fine on Instagram, got all these pictures, investing in their bodies, their looks and stuff,
Wow.
and then driving a lemon, and then don't have a career, and looking for handouts, asking for money, and don't have nothing else going
Is that
on.
kind of like OnlyFans? Like, that's
In
what
a
it
sense,
sounds
yeah.
like. It sounds
I
like
mean, I do feel
OnlyFans.
like the OnlyFans is getting paid these days. Like that's just what's going. The strip club is like down right now ever since COVID. But I've been running into a lot of people like they don't meet. They'll be like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so fine, whatever, whatever, going off on my Instagram, and then like be like super shocked when they be like, oh, you work for yourself. Oh, you a single mom. You've been taking care of your
Exactly.
somebody else. They be like super shocked. I'm like, y'all not used to like running into that, and they be like, really? No, a lot of females be like have all this going on the gram and be like bummed out. And I feel like even me, like doing lashes and stuff, I run into a lot of females. I would think it like, they gotta be driving the best and living the best and doing the best. And then I do the lash. I'm like,
No.
you really
Don't
like,
let social media fool you.
yeah. I just feel
Yeah.
like it's really a friend, and and it's not just females, though. It's men too, and they feel like it's crazy.
Nah, absolutely not. That's like the trap of social media. Social media is a trap anyway because it's that's just what it is. It's a picture, so you can put any spin on it. You can tag and say you in Puerto Rico, and whole time you right here in
Yeah,
Houston.
remember that
So
filter?
no,
Do
no,
you
no,
remember
no.
that filter they had where it was like it looked like you was inside of a Corvette? Did you see
Girl,
that
nah,
one?
nah, I ain't
It
seen no stuff
literally
like
is
that.
like a filter you put on, and it looks like you're inside of a Corvette, like a real Corvette.
Nah,
I
not
was
at
just
all.
like, this is
But this is my thing,
crazy.
like not okay. This is why I wanted to do this topic so bad with you because something like people need to know, like even though you may feel like because you work at McDonald's that you're not worth nothing,
Right.
and just like you said, you putting on the filter that you in a Corvette. At the end of the day, if you got a car, that's a flex,
Mhm.
and a lot of people don't understand that because everybody think that that's easy accomplishment because something that you easily go and get a car. That's not easy, especially in your name. It's people
Right.
that I know that they have to have a co-signer. So if
Mhm.
you got a car on your own name, it don't matter what type of car it is. Humble yourself. Like that's a
Mhm.
big thing. That's a
I
big
mean, I'm gonna use my
accomplishment.
brother for an example. Like he's older than me, and he's always encouraged me and stuff like that. I got my own career and stuff, and I went to cosmetology school. He didn't finish high school, but he recently invested in the company he worked for 5 years. He
Wow,
literally was able to pay off him and his wife's car, and they bought a house and everything after his 5 year mark of being at that job because he invested
values
in, and
invested.
they paid him out. And I'm like, that's crazy. You
Yeah.
know you in your early 30s, and
Yes.
I said if this was supposed to happen to anybody, it was supposed to happen to him because he got this big lump sum
Absolutely.
of money and he handled business like he was
That's what
supposed
you.
to.
There you go.
And
Keyword.
sometimes people feel like just working a 9 to 5 in the basement, like they're not gonna get there. And I'm like, I seen him do it, and this is recently. And I'm like, and I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy that it happened for him like that. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes I would talk to him, and he would get discouraged and feel a loss
You
sometimes,
do.
but he stayed down. And now look, I'm like, this is amazing. You have absolutely no bills right now.
Go back to that. Go back to
Mhm.
how you said that he got discouraged and you encouraged him. I think a lot of people think because they get down, they have bad days, they feel suicidal, or they feel like they got gotta go talk to a therapist. Oh, I'm not a warrior. I'm not strong. I'm not. Those are being strong. You're reaching out. It takes a lot of courage for a person to say, "Hey, sis, I'm not that.
Mhm.
Today was a bad day, or today was a good day, but I don't have like when I first bought my house, I spent my first night by myself in my house, and a lot of people are like, man, you should have went out. You should. That was my celebration. But
Right.
at the same
I want
time,
to sit
because
in
of
my
other people's
peace.
expectations,
Mhm.
the first thing was, oh, you should have did this, you should have that, and since you
Mhm.
didn't, that's lame. And I think that's the concept of why people be like, oh, I'm not worth anything because it's something I didn't do what everybody wanted me to do.
Right.
So I like the fact that you said you encouraged him, even though he had all this money, he had the house, he had all these life establishments,
Mhm.
and he still felt like that's not enough.
You know, I met somebody the other day, and they were like that they had just got out of like a toxic relationship. It was
Man,
really bad. I said, did you go and get help? You know, after you
yes,
was in the toxic relationship? Nah, I'm not crazy or suicidal or nothing. I'm like, it's not about that. You carry on bad. You carry in bad habits. So I hate when people look down on people that get therapy and get help. Um, I don't know if you had told me this or somebody else had told me this, that it's kind of like it's like sometimes things will be good, right? And then you got to go and get a detail in your car, right?
right,
You know, because your car is good, but you're gonna clean it, you're gonna vacuum it all the time. But sometimes you gotta go get that detail done.
yes.
And it's kinda like your mind.
It's,
You gotta clean your mind out sometimes
come
and
on.
start over.
Round of applause. Come,
But
we
did you
ain't
tell
got
me
our
that or did
wine because
somebody
it's
else tell me
raining and it's
that?
wet. But baby, that's a drink right there. That's yes, that's a cheers because what you just said is very point. Like you see men, right? They wash their car. Like right now it's raining. I'm pretty sure they inside just like man, like stop raining. It's the same thing with your body. The way that you see a man every day tending to that car or tending to that motorcycle or tending to their horses, whatever. Like it's something that men drives. It's the same thing with yourself, with your mind. Your mind can control so much of how you look, how your weight, how you sleep. A lot of people don't get that concept of. I remember one time I was watching a show where this man said that he don't remember having dreams because he was so stressed out.
What?
And I was like, that's because of the fact people forget to take the time to meditate, to pray. Even if you're not into prayer, it's just talk out loud if you don't want to talk out loud to yourself.
Bring your microphone closer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There.
Um, even if you don't want to like talk out loud by yourself, go to therapy so you don't look stupid talking to yourself. And only that the therapist is paid to literally help you guide yourself. One of the things that I tell people all the time, if you don't want to go to therapy, you don't even want to do the self help programs and all that stuff. That there's so many resources. Do shadow boxing.
Mhm.
That's like the easiest thing that you can do is shadow boxing. Like it asks you top probably 10 questions, deep
What is shadow
questions.
box?
Okay, so shadow boxing is basically like your shadow. Like it's behind you, right? But it's hidden. It's like me for the longest that I hid about myself is that I love sex more than anything. And so I will always portray myself as this clean cut lady, like this princess that all I cared about was people, but really I didn't care about people. I just care about what I can get from you. So I had to learn, why do I think like that? Why do I keep people in a certain figure? And that's why it's like the little child of who you are is put into a shadow box. And now you're answering questions on how to get that child back out and how to get back into who you are, who you really are when you started as a child. Because when you was a child, they asked you, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? This, and this, and that. And then now who you are today, it's like you forgot because you got so controlled by all the stuff, the traumas, the way of the world. Just like you said on Instagram, you thinking that these women, no. And it's like you have to know your worth. That's why like you glow, you walk different, you dress like I've dressed different since my breakup.
Yeah.
I wear heels more. I still a tomboy, but I still dress up because something I'm doing this for me.
Yeah, I remember when before I had my son, I was in like a bad relationship and I was hustling hard and I was still
Mm-hmm.
working for a company. And when I broke up, I like, you know, elevator or whatever. And my friend was like, "Yeah, friend, because you was coming to work toe up, like."
It's
Hey, but
that.
I didn't even notice it back then. It was just like, but I remember like getting up in the morning. I didn't have no kind of routine. I would just get up, throw myself together, and go.
Mm-mm.
Now it's like, okay, I gotta make sure my hair fixed. I want to
Yes.
smell good.
Yes.
That kind of thing. Pay attention to details. I want to make sure, like, if I'm buying your eyes, I want you to make sure you can see my cute little nails.
Exactly.
Have my
I don't
station
want y'all to
set
see 'em
up.
right now. I feel at work. It's bad.
It's okay. I mean, mine a little. I
Yeah.
got lash glue all over my nails, but it's okay.
Boss, come on now. Y'all, like, y'all just, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like, every time she talks, she say boss to her. But it's like, that's a goal. That's a goal for you to get up every day and all you are in your own time and you know that you're going to get a bank at the end of the day. Like, I don't know how much you make a day, but I know if I made $1,000 and some dollars a day, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
It's
that's
possible.
just like beginner goal, But then, like, some people they get up and they make 10,000 a day.
No, really. Oh
$50,000
no.
a
The
day.
thing is, when they sleeping and wake up, and while they was sleeping, they made
Yes.
$10,000 a day. That's the goal.
That is.
Ooh.
That's definitely it. And that's why I say
Ooh,
that,
that's
like,
the goal.
you are so much more than just a single mom. I remember one time I had literally had told you some encouraging words, but then I had to say, hold up. I be cooking my own little meals and stuff. Like, I'm
Right.
doing some things myself. And I'm like, okay, I'm pouring into you. And then I had to double check for myself, like, this is real.
Right.
This is real. So this is my thing. Whenever a person give you a compliment, right? It could be a female, it could be a male. They give you a compliment. Do you embrace that compliment, or do you be like, "Oh, you trying to?"
I feel like I used to have the compliment so good. Like, somebody give you a compliment, you give it back. But I had became so broken. It was hard for me to accept a compliment. Like, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to, like, learn how to, like, if I don't feel pretty that day, and somebody's like, "You were so pretty that day," and I'm like,
yes.
and I'm like, does she really mean it, or is she just trying to be nice? Like, what's really, like,
No.
I'm still learning how to embrace. I have met this guy randomly, whatever, right? And he was just like, like, your vibe is so cool, you're so cool, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I literally just started crying. He was like, what's wrong? Like, what happened? And I'm
Right.
just
So
like,
I'm backing up.
I'm
You know
just,
what?
I'm just like, I'm just broken right now. Like, hold on.
But that's what you needed.
Yeah.
That's what you needed. Somebody told me, they was like, you are very humble. And I was like, what do you mean? And it was like, you don't realize the beauty that you have. You don't realize the glow that you have. You don't realize the personality that you have. And this is why I wanted to do this topic, because it's like we get so caught up into, just like you said, looking at social media, looking at certain females. They have the abs, they have the hips, they have the top that's just out there. You like, dang, I want my body to look like that. But you have to understand, when you work out, all it doesn't enhance what you have.
Mm-hmm.
So once you start loving what you look like as what you are, and then you go into the gym and you perfect it, that's all you're doing, is perfecting what you have.
Yeah, because I would be the first person to say that when I had got so lost, I was like, not, I was like looking at other people like, oh, I like this, oh, I like that. But now I'm like, okay, I want my teeth whiter. I want my eyebrows thicker. I want my lashes to grow longer.
Right.
I want to enhance what I got. I like,
Exactly.
I already have beautiful lips, and I want my waist smaller. And, I'm going to embrace what I got and make it better.
Right.
And whatever I got, I'm going to just make what I got better. And I'm going to love me and do it that kind of way.
Regardless, always love yourself. And I think that a lot of people get so wrapped up into, like, a lot of people like, I do love myself. If you love yourself, I'm not trying to be mean, and I know a lot of people is probably gonna say, "Oh, she's saying it because she's single." No, I'm not saying it because I'm single. I've actually was like this when I was in a relationship. If you come to me, you got to come at me correct, because I know my worth.
Right.
Not my worth, like I'm better than anybody. I just know at the end of the day, if you need me as a friend, I'm a good friend. If you need me as a girlfriend, I'm a good girlfriend. If you need me to babysit your kid, I'm a good babysitter. I'm gonna be hands. I'm very, very hands on with my own kids. So trust and believe, when your kid come over, if your kid just be on the tablet, that's not gonna work. We gonna put the tablet down and we gonna learn. And every time your kid probably leave my house, gonna leave with a plant. I kid you not. Like, I'm not even joking. So I'm very hands on. So if I know what I can give in return, I'm expecting you to come with your own energy.
And that is so big, because you take care of yourself so well. So that means somebody's going to take care of you well. Because if you didn't take care of yourself well, then how can you expect somebody else to take good care of you? And it's crazy, because my son's dad, I used to tell him, I'm like, and I used to tell him all the time, I'm like, I was like, honestly, you don't love me. I would tell him all the time, you don't love me because you don't love yourself. And he be like, I love myself. But
That's true.
he's thinking like he look at himself in the mirror like, man, I'm fly. I got a nice
That
haircut. I
that
got
ain't
straight
that's
teeth. I'm cool.
no.
And then when he left to prison one day, I would say, I think this was about a year after he was gone. He said, and he was put in like in a section where he was by himself, and he would only be able to come out of the cell for 2 hours
Oh
out of the
my
day.
God.
He would only come out of the cell for 2 hours a day. And he say, when you in there by yourself, it be dark a lot of the times. Like it's no interaction. Like you get to talking to yourself on the walls. And he came out and he was like, when I was in that place, he said I found myself, and he said, you're right, I didn't love myself. He said I
Wow.
wasn't eating healthy, and I wouldn't exercise, and I wouldn't spend my money or my time in productive things. He said I was poisoning my mind, my body. He said I would just give my body to random people that didn't
Oh,
even appreciate me, that kind of thing. He was like, "You're right. I
you
didn't love
feel so
myself."
empty. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I realized, speaking of giving yourself to people, is that like remember what I told you? I was like not obsessed with sex, but like that's the main thing that I would like. It's sexual attraction, period. Because some fact you're human. You look at that person looks at you. It's a sexual attraction, point blank, period. It's not, oh, I want to be your friend. It's typical that that's what it's gonna be. So my whole concept was just like he said. I would be like, oh, how can I play this out? What can all I can get from them? What all can like just take, right?
Hmm.
But then that's the thing, they take from you as well, and you
Right.
don't understand that until you get to a certain point in your life. So my last time that I was single for 4 years before I got into this recent relationship that I was in for 4 years. Um, I was just doing my thing, just whatever. And I was like, this time, I'm like, I'm not doing that
Right.
because I felt so. Don't get me wrong, I lived my life, but at the same time, I felt like I didn't grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I
Hmm.
didn't become who I knew I should have became because of some fact. At that time, I had more free time than what I do now. So it's like, dang, had I could have been like you. I could have been a boss. I could have been making my own money. But because I was still playing little childish games, I was still just out there trying to like, oh, I just want because I wasn't in love with myself. And I think that and it's crazy that a relationship can be a seasonal relationship, but
Hmm.
teach you the biggest lesson you need to learn in your life. And that relationship taught me how to love myself.
Right.
Even though I felt like that person didn't love me,
Hmm.
I think that by the way that I wanted him to do certain things made me realize that, hey, you can love yourself like that.
Right.
Because like I would give him compliments because I would want him to give me compliments, just like your child father. He said, I was in there by myself. It was a lot of times where I was with the person that I was with, but they wasn't there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're sitting there, but they're not there. So it's like I was like, okay, so I know like the next time I date somebody, and that's crazy. I'm thinking this while I'm with you. If I'm with somebody, if I'm with you, but I'm thinking, yeah, if I date somebody else, I would want them to be
That's
goofy.
how you know when the relationship over. Shoes.
Yeah,
And we did talk about that the other day when I was on my friend's live. It was like, well, how do you know when the relationship over? And everybody's like, when you right next to your partner and you still feel alone. That's how you
yeah.
know. That's how you
I
know
fell
it's
along a
over.
lot of times.
Yeah.
That's why when he said that he really was just like pouring himself out to people, that's because of something he did not think that he was more than what he was.
Yeah.
That's why he was just like, oh, I got a fresh cut, I got fresh.
Right.
Baby, all you is a dressed
Yeah,
up
exactly. He
fool.
felt like I'm designer damn, my teeth straight, I'm handsome as hell. Like, what you mean? I don't love myself.
Designer.
I'm this, I'm that. And then he got to see like, nah, I don't love myself. I don't. And then
Yes.
another thing too, I learned that when you lie, it's because you insecure of the
Whoa.
truth. And right, you lie
That's
because you're insecure.
yeah.
Because
We're gonna cover wine glasses next time.
I done met so many people. I'm like, you just why do you be lying about nothing? Like I done had a lot
They
of people
running from
come in and out my life,
themselves.
and I'm like, why is you lying like about nothing?
They running from
And
themselves,
is they running from themselves?
and it's.
They lie about everything because they insecure with themselves.
I got a follow up question for that.
Mhm.
Have you ever like when you're a couple, you be around them so many times, you are sexually involved with them, so you get in some of their demons, they get in some of your demons, you getting they was whatever, you getting the whole entwine, you're around them, you sleeping with them, you watching them from afar, and us as women, we naturally study people, right?
Mhm.
So my question would be, have you ever told someone, hey, heads up, you're doing da da da, like you just give them a list of what's happening, right? You remember how, like, your grandmother, or we'll have Big Mama or whatever, that will tell you, hey, baby, I've been watching you. And they'll give you a list of stuff that you're doing for you to fix it. Have you ever told a man that? And the first thing they do is, man, what you mean? Like, it's like, calm down.
Yeah. Um. So like my very first relationship, it used to be like, hey, I don't like this, and he'd be like, oh, okay, hey, work on it. I'm like, hey, I don't like this. He'd be like, oh, okay, I'll
Ooh,
work on it.
love that.
And yeah, it was good, but it wasn't at the same time because something that my son's dad had told me, he was like, hey, you should read this book because it talks about this, that, and the third, and it might help you in your future relationship. He say, I clean up, he don't clean up, stuff like that. He will help me cook, but he's not a good cook, and I am a good cook. He say in certain things, yeah, he might pick up on my good habits and start cleaning up after himself to help me out. But he say the beauty of a lot of relationships is learning how to love them how they is and
Yes.
accept a lot of their flaws and their differences.
Yeah.
Accept me. That you come in the house and I might have to just drop my drawers right there when I came in the
Oh,
door.
stop.
And
It's
that's
going
so. And
down.
that's not just like because he lazy. He don't want to pick it up and put it
Oh.
in the laundry basket. Like taking off his clothes. I'm taking off his socks in front of the couch, and I'm just like,
I think all
bro,
dudes do that.
you know. But at the same time, it's like learning like little things. Like okay, I might leave my hair behind in the shower. And be like,
Yeah.
okay, let me wash my damn hair down the drain. Take it out or whatever the case may be. But it's like learning like
Yes.
that we not perfect, but learning to accept other people's flaws and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But I have been in relationships, yeah, where I try to tell them like, hey, I don't really like how you do this, or I don't like how you do that, and it was they would always come off defensive,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like,
They don't know they worth.
but then in the end, then they be like, you know what, you remember when you used to tell me this is this? I've
See,
been working on it because now I seen something where it was like, people stop taking you for granted once they can't anymore. They start appreciating little things once they can't
I'm
take you
about to
for
walk out this
granted no
room,
more.
y'all.
And so it's kind of like, okay, so now you see what I was talking about. Now that you outside looking in, now you see what I was talking about.
And I,
And then now you see like I wasn't just nagging or I wasn't just being like that. I wasn't being ugly. You see, I was just trying to mold you into being a better man.
I came at you with love. Now I'm about to just come at you with silence, because it's like and that's what they do. Like, I've had, and it's crazy to me because, like, I've had numerous men come to me after the fact. Like, it was 10 years later, 7 years later, 5 years later, a couple months later. And it's like, am I tripping?
Right. Oh no, but they always come back.
No,
They always come
don't,
back
not with
around.
me. See this, but I tell, when we first started dating, I always tell people where I am mentally. I don't tell you what I expect from you or require from you, because I want to see for myself what you're gonna do. But I just want you to know, I'm gonna let you know I don't play games. If you into playing games or you want something for fun, you're gonna have to pass me up. I'm sorry, baby, but I work a lot.
Do you
I have a kid.
do you feel like if you tell somebody like, like let's say a man come to you and in his mind he's like, I really don't want to rush her. I just really want to play around with her. But then you tell them your requirements, like I'm not here to play, like I'm ready to settle down and be serious. Do you feel like they will put on the front and try to act like that's what they
Yeah,
want to?
most definitely. They will. That's what people do all the time. They don't want to. This is the thing that I learned from just dating. Period. Once you tell a person, "Hey, this is what I want," or "This is whatever," it's
They
gonna
will
go
try and
two. It's
recreate
gonna
the
go two
image.
different ways. One, if you're strong enough, you're gonna stand 10 toes down on what you just said,
Hmm.
or it's gonna turn into a we thing.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of just still playing it out. We just still trying to figure. No, you already made your decision. What is it that he want to do? Or is it sometimes be vice versa? The dude be ready and the woman don't.
Yeah.
But my whole concept, I can't say right as of right now. Do I want to be in a relationship? No. But would I like to date and just to experience? Like, if I have free time, like without, like, I do take time for myself, but if I have like free time where I want to go see a movie and I don't want to see it by myself, then yeah, I want to like hit somebody up or they hit me up, and yeah, but like far as like lockdown, no.
I want to respond to what he say. He say not all, and that's true, not all, because I done met a man before that came to me and was like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, this is when I was in cosmetology school. I had my own house. Well, I had a roommate, so it was me and my roommate. I was in cosmetology school and I was working 2 jobs. I had my own car. It was not
That's
no cash car. I was going hard. And he was like, look, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm a cheat. And I'm gonna always cheat. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanna be with you so bad, like so bad, but I'm not gonna do that to you. He
well. Then
said
keep your tail away from
I
me.
say, man, but we ended up being friends for a long time.
Well, then
We
that's
ended up
that's
being
great.
friends for a long time. But he was just like straight up, he's like, I'm not even gonna go there with you. He said, because you really do deserve somebody that's gonna help keep motivating you, keep you going. He said, but man, I cheat.
Absolutely.
He said, and he said, I don't know, I'm always cheat. And that's one thing that I learned, that don't take a woman's choice away. Don't take my choice away. You know what I'm saying? So if you know you got a girlfriend and you don't come to me and say, hey, oh yeah, I'm single. Nah, because there's females out here that know you got a girlfriend, they don't care and they down for whatever you down with. So don't take my choice away. If you come to me, if you into men and you into women, don't get with no woman and then be messing with a man on the low, because there's some women that will exceed your
Accept
fantasies.
it. Yes. Yeah.
So don't take my
Absolutely.
choice away. Be a friend. And I feel like the next person, if I move on to a new person or whatever, I'm gonna just say, hey, look, if your credit score not bad, if you're not in the gym and you don't eat healthy, you don't drink water, don't come to me and act like this what you do because you feel like that's what I want, because
It's
that's
gonna
what I
show.
do.
It's gonna show in the end.
You know,
Anyway.
it's gonna show in the end, but don't put on a front. If just be honest with me, yeah, my credit score fucked up. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm gonna help you out. It's okay, but don't come to me and put on no front and try to tell me what you feel like I want. Don't portray like you just this image. Like, let's say you want a relationship with God, but you don't have a relationship with God. Don't come and tell me you pray all day every day.
Mm.
Just because you want a relationship, that's fine. You want a relationship with God, we could get there. But don't come to me and act like you just go to church every Sunday and we just so cool. Like, you just locked in with the Lord, versus no, you don't. But it's okay though, because I'm gonna accept you for who you are. So don't come and take my choice away. Let me accept you for who you are.
But what did I just tell you how it was though? I'm gonna come at you, but this is the thing. I'm gonna see what I can take. So you got to understand that's all that people
There is
do. It's a
opportunities.
game. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
there
saying?
is
So
opportunities.
if that's why I said is when you go on dates, you have to know your worth. You have to know what you want, even if you like still kind of like skeptical. It don't matter. You just know I don't want to be a fling.
Hmm.
So don't do no fling stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So another thing I started doing, and I kid you not, and I'm not trying to like put people on this Houdini stuff. It's not no Houdini stuff. Ever since my matter of fact, when I was in my relationship, going closer towards the breakup, I started praying over every move that I was doing. Every move, any person I met, anything, I prayed over this. I prayed over everything, everything, and it's just like the stuff been blessed. If it's not meant to be, it's been blocked, and it's like even today a 6 year I was friends with somebody for 6 years. They hid something from me, told me their secret, and I was like, yeah, this friendship is over. I'm sorry. This friendship is over. And they was just like, what do you mean? Like, trying to manipulate me, gaslight me, all kinds of stuff. It was wild. And I was just like, dude, like this is over because some fact I know my worth. I know who I am as a person. And I know you as well because I've been your friend for I'm talking about friend, like friends. Not we was friends, but no, I'm talking about we was literally friends. Like I'm giving you advice in your relationship, I'm giving you advice as far as these women. I'm giving you advice, period. Like it's never been no sexual attraction on my end. And then you tell me it's like, yeah, you a snake.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people like if you know you more than just a woman, and I tell people that are women, read books about women as warriors, women as kings. A lot of people don't believe that women were kings. They just think, oh, I'm a princess or I'm a queen, and it's like this whole mess. It's like no, when you're in royalty, you go through the most strongest battles ever because of some fact you hold that top crown. So when you know that you're more than just a mom, a wife, a girlfriend, a sister, a daughter, whatever, when you know you're more than that, there's nothing can hold you. That's why like I don't well, you haven't been to my house yet. But when you do, it's nothing but stuff in there about warriors.
Yeah.
Because it's like a reminder for myself. Just like you said, she was in a toxic relationship. I was in like such a bad relationship with my child father. I didn't even know what my favorite color was.
Oh my gosh, you didn't know
That's
yourself.
I didn't know. Everybody was like, after we broken up,
Yeah,
I
they take
literally went to
bias.
counseling and they asked you certain questions. I couldn't answer them. And I started crying because I was like, what is happening to me? You don't realize how messed up you are because you just like, well, it's in them. And you don't expect it to come back on you. And it's like, it do. So that's why that's why I do affirmations. I not only do affirmation, but I sit down and I remind myself. I was into a podcast today where this girl was like, "We're so busy looking so far ahead of where we want to go, but
Can't
we
even
don't
be happy
realize
in
we
the moment.
already halfway there. You already like
Like where I'm at
at
right
the
now, I
place.
prayed for this a year ago, but
There
now
you
that I'm
go.
here, I'm like, I want to be over there. But you know what? I
You
wanted
gotta
to talk about.
sit
I
down and
actually
remind
talked to my
yourself.
client about this last night because she's also, she's got a business too, and I was telling her, I said, during the pandemic, before, after, during, like becoming a single mom, having my baby, I said I ain't struggled. I said I've been consistent all the way through, and I'm blessed because I have a lot of styles to come in. Like, man, it's slow, and I don't want to rub it in their face, but I'd be like, man, I ain't slow right now. And I'd be like thankful because I'm
That's
like, man, I'm not
boss.
slow right now.
First,
Like I'm consistent. And I told her, I said, you
yes.
know what I've been doing though, because I mainly most of my clients are cash. At the end of the day, I would always put my money on top of my bed, and I would sit on my knees and I pray over that money that I made that day. It
I'm
didn't matter
telling
if it
you,
was one client or five. I would sit down and I would pray over my
always,
money. I would have
always.
clients laying down, and they would be struggling at home financially, whatever, bad relationships, having trouble getting a babysitter to get to me.
Wow.
Having trouble finding a babysitter to get to me, and I would pray over their situation. I would pray over their situation, like, thank you, Lord, for making a way for them to get here to me.
Somebody say yes, Lord. Yes,
Ma-
yes. Go ahead, Christine. Tell them. Come on, tell them. Tell that testimony.
No, but them making a way to get to me. Their cars messing up. They might not have a babysitter. Financial. I pray for their work situation, for they babysitter, for the child father to help them, whatever the case may be. My clients be in their dead sleep, and I'm praying over their situation because of the fact that they're supporting my life.
Yes.
And I feel like just because of that, that's what's kept me consistent in this whole time. And my friend and the lady that I was doing her lashes, she's, I could tell, when you talk to some people, you could tell like she's into the Lord. She's really there.
Right.
And she was on some like, wow, really? And I'm like, yeah, no lie. Like, every day I would put my money on that table and I pray over my money and I pray over my clients and I thank one for being thankful for them, but also praying for their situation too, because they are what making my world go around.
Prayer warrior.
At the end of the day, they are what's making my world go down. And then when the COVID happened and stuff, and I didn't. Thankfully, none of my clients died because,
Yes.
but they did. A lot of them did get sick though. One of my clients, I'm talking about, she don't miss an appointment. Every 2 weeks, same time, same thing, same day. She texts me one day. She's like, she don't ever take her lashes off. She never takes her lashes off. And she came, she texted, she said, I got COVID, so I'm gonna stay home, whatever the case may be. She came back, she didn't have no lashes on. I said, this is the first time in like 2 years that I seen you without no lashes. I'm like, this is your first time in like 2 years that I done seen you without no lashes. So yeah, that COVID did me real bad. And I know she not lying because she don't miss no appointments. If I gotta reschedule her for a day before, a day after, she gonna come. She don't be late. She gonna text me, hey, if you want me to come in early, I'll come in earlier. Hey, I'm on the way. Let me know when you're ready. Whatever.
That lash gotta be done.
She a consistent client, and when she got sick with that COVID, I was like, dang, like,
said a special prayer because that's your girl. She held you down.
And
but yeah, I got it. But I got it around for my 30th birthday. That was my gift. But I think it was for me to sit down because I was doing so much. I was ripping and running. I was doing a lot of stuff, and I think that I think I had got it from like I went to the tattoo place and I think I got it there because I was so close to the person.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a way of God saying, "Hey, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's get your mind right." And that's really when I started seeing a lot of things differently. And I was just like, wow. So I think that was my gift, was even though it's bad that I got sick, but it was a way of like coming to me. And I think it was a way of also opening your eyes as well for like, these people are coming to me. I need to be praying over them.
And not only that, like, I have two things I want to talk about. For one, when I first, when I first became a single mom, I wasn't expecting to be a single mom. I didn't think that my son's dad was going to go prison. I thought he was going to come home,
Right.
And so when I had my baby, my clients were showering me with gifts. Every time, every day I was coming home with gifts every single day. And I was just like, that touched you differently, because for one, they know my situation. For two, it's like I had one client bring me like a the whole month supply of wipes, and I'm like, girl, you know I needed that. Like, you
Yes.
know, she didn't bring me no clothes in a month supply of wipes. Like, you know I
That's
needed
all you
that.
really need.
But another thing too, when I had got COVID, I only knew I had it because one of my clients had told me like, "Hey, I got COVID, whatever."
Oh
So
man.
I went and got tested, and this is when quarantine was like 10 days or something at the time,
Yeah.
and it was right before Christmas,
Yeah, you be going through
and
it.
I wasn't sick. My son had a fever for like 2 days, but it wasn't affecting him. I just knew it because I would check his temperature, but it wasn't affecting him. But we sat at home. I got him some finger paints, and I showed him how to do the color wheel. You know, when you
Oh,
mix
so
two
cute.
colors and it makes a color.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I said, like at first I was like, dang, I'm gonna miss a whole week of work, like, ooh. But then when I
But
sat
that
at
helps.
home with my son, I was just like, man, I love this. Like that was really
Absolutely.
nice spending that time with my son. He don't have to wake up early. He got to stay in his pajamas, sleep in, stay up late, eat snacks all night. We was just chilling, and then being able to do projects with him that were fun and learning and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. We sat on the balcony. I put some paper out, some table paper that I
Right.
use for the lashes. I put it out, and I got us some canvases and stuff, and we had fun, and it was a nice experience. At the
Absolutely. It
end of the
makes
day,
you
I was
slow down.
thankful.
Yeah, it makes you. I think that's what COVID was supposed to do, but it has its ups and it has its downs. But I like the fact that you said that I didn't get to have my kid. I had to talk to my kid through a window because she didn't have it at the time. But then when
Oh,
she did have it, we had that moment.
yeah.
But what I love most is what you said, like not just as mother and son time, but that gave you time to appreciate your son.
Yeah, it did. And that's like a lot of things. I felt like because I worked so much, it made him grow up fast. It made
Yeah.
time go by faster because I wasn't seeing him all day. I only see him at nighttime and I only see him at the morning time, and it made
Yeah.
him grow up so fast. And I remember the baby stage, but it was just like a blur.
It
They
do be a
already
blur.
they already grow so fast, so
They,
it's just like
yeah.
it was such a blur. But
They be a little football, and then next thing you know, you like, dang.
right now I'm like I could barely carry you. Like, but
Mine is almost same height. I'm not.
my dad is like from the country, and I'm from the city. My mama from the city. I like the city life, but he real country, and he always told me like he would take us to where he's from, where it's very very country. Like you like drive out of town, and then
That's
once
where
you
it's
out
at.
of town, you drive further into the.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like he'll take us out there every little while, and we just chill out there. Like where my grandparents lived at, you would have to drive I think like 2 miles before you get to their house. That's from the street. And you still
Yeah.
have to drive 2 miles all the way. And he would just be
That's
like,
a goal
and
for
he
me
would tell me,
too.
say, when you out here, he said, yeah, it might be boring. So he said, but time go by slower.
Yes.
Time go by, it go by a lot slower. And he know I
Your
like the
mind's
fast life,
clear.
and he likes know I like to run burn. But sometimes he'd be like, hey, I want you to slow down. Hit this.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, you know what, you sure right. So then a couple days later, I'll come and I just sit outside with my dad and just chill. I don't really drink beer, but I might take one of his beers just like a bond with him. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
and
he
it,
did
and I
that
sit
country
outside
boy.
at nighttime with my dad, and my mama will see me out there, talking to him or whatever, and she'll pay attention to my son for me, so we could chill and have our moments and stuff like
That's
that. But
good.
and he just would tell me like, you need to slow down, and he might even be ready to go to bed, but he see me finally sitting still for a minute. He gonna stay up and he gonna talk to me.
See, that's the things that that a lot of people need to cherish. Because I think I told someone, had I known what I know now, I would have took more of those times to have a conversation with my grandmother, with my grandfather.
Mhm.
I didn't do that, and the thing is, a lot of people are like, well, you have a grandmother that's alive right now, and it's like, yes, but at the same time, the other grandmother, she has so much wisdom that I wish I would have took the time to just like really listen. But like you said, you just going, you hustling, you got goals, you got this, you got that, and you don't take the time to really like slow down. Because if I think I would have listened to my grandmother about a lot of stuff, even my grandfather, like my grandfather was about money, like that's all he talked about was money, 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 money. If I would have listened to them, I'd probably be way further and would have had more credentials under my name.
Right.
And but you live and you learn. But I like what you said. Like when you do go to the country, and a lot of people don't understand why. I'm not from the country. I'm from the city, and a lot of people probably go like, "Heck no, you from?" No, I'm not. I'm originally from Richmond, but my parents are natives of Kelton and Needville. So I always run out there to just escape. That's all my favorite thing to do is a lot of people probably won't think that it is because it's so laid back, but bonfires.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do. If you dated me and you want to just like I want to do the most romantic thing for her, do that. That's it. We don't have to go on no 5-star date. We don't have to do none of that. If you just really, I love conversation, and I love listening to good country music or blues, whatever, jazz, whatever, and just that.
You know, and I cherish this moment. My grandmother, my dad's mom died from COVID. Well, pneumonia turned into pneumonia recently, like a couple
Mm.
months ago. Oh, it might have been close to a year now. And I remember, like, my older sister was closer to her because she was the first grandchild. And
Oh,
yeah, she was the first grandchild. So she's, and then I remember my sister sat me down with my grandma one time. She's like, "Grandma, talk to her about how you met Grandpa." And it was just
yes,
they were married for over 50 years,
let's go.
and they met when they were really young. And she talked to us about how they met and they stayed together. They had all these kids together. And I don't really know. She didn't tell us no bad stuff, so I don't really know what he put her through or not, you know.
It don't matter.
But it just kind of gave me that like, damn, you know, true love is there. True love, like they
It
made
do
it
exist.
all the way through, and they were both very hard workers. She held the house down, and he worked hard, and you know, and they made way for their kids. They had two, three, I think they had like four kids, and you
Oh,
know, and they
okay.
provided for them four kids, and they stayed married all the way through. So then when I came around, all I seen was grandparents, and they loved each other till the day,
Yeah,
to the very end. They loved each other, and it's just like being able to experience. I will cherish that with me forever. Being able to
exactly.
experience that and see the love that they had for each other. She had cancer. She beat cancer, so it was just
Man,
kind of like they've been through a lot together. You know.
and you know, you saying that. So me growing up, I would say probably like 3 years ago, from all the way since I was a child to 3 years ago, I didn't believe in marriage.
Really.
No, I didn't. But because of the simple fact, like there is a shift, and there always is people evolving. I have two sets of cousins that are married,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually see firsthand. Like I'm close to these cousins, so I'm seeing firsthand. Oh, this stuff is real.
Yeah.
This real. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, maybe love is out there. Maybe love can work.
See, I'm still going through my healing stage right now, my transition, because I be feeling a way about marriage. Like me personally, I love the
It's
idea of
real.
marriage because it's a promise to God to honor each other. And, you know, I love God and I
Yes.
love being happy. And I could be with one person forever. And that's all I want is to be with one person. And we grow together and we bounce off each other. And we raise a family. That's what I want. But I look around and I'm like, where do any of y'all not cheat? Like, and I'm just kind of like to this point where I'm
It's
just
not
like,
the cheating that
mm,
it's not the cheating that really bothers me. It's just when you do it, stand in it. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
If you a cheater, stand in it. If you cheat, that's what you do. But this is my thing: be respectful, lowball it, wear protection, get tested, do what you're supposed to do. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But
mm-hmm.
that's another thing. The person that you are committed to, always respect them, cherish them, love them, care for them, be loyal to them.
And not only that,
They
like you
don't do that.
said, do protect your protect me. Okay? Don't let your side piece know where I work, know where I live, know anything about my kids so
Oh
that they could get
no.
taunted. Protect me. Don't bring me don't be out here sleeping raw dogging everybody and bringing me something home because I've only been with you for 5 years. It's not fair that I have to wake up one day burning. You know, if you're gonna do what you do, protect
Whoa.
me. And then
Not
on top of
lying.
that, you bring we done built this house up, we done built assets, we got money put up, and then you bring another baby in the picture, and now I'm getting a child support letter in the mail. No, you need to protect me at all
That's
costs.
why I say that you gotta know that the person that you choose is more than just, oh, this a piece of legs or that's a piece of penis. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to know the concept of, if you are a cheater, or it's some people that's not cheaters, they're gamblers or they're addicts of some sort, or they not as affectionate, or they have certain things that's blocked off. Whatever that you have, stand in it. But just know you need to do the work with the person that you're trying to build with. If that's not what you're trying to do, don't get in a relationship. Don't get in a marriage. Or if you do get in a relationship or get in that marriage, like I said, I've seen these two marriages up close and personal, to where they was dating to now they're married, to celebrating 7 years and celebrating 3 years of marriage. And it's like, dude, y'all put in the work. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not a work like, oh, I'm gonna show up just, Tuesday, or I know Friday I didn't do so. No, they're showing up every day,
Right.
every single day. And it's like a lot of people probably like, how do you be all up in these people's business? I'm not in their business. It's just when COVID hit, we all like, stuck together. What was it? That
Oh, the
snowstorm.
freeze.
When the
Yeah.
snowstorm happened, we
Mhm.
all went to the same house. Like certain things took place to where like you see people
And you
go through
and you
stuff.
learn from them because people would
Yeah.
always ask me like I've been through like if I tell you my childhood you'd be like girl what like I done seen
Yes.
some things okay
That's
and
why.
people be like how did you end up the way you is and I say I ain't gonna lie to you I look around and I look at people and I say like one of my old managers at my first job it was at a little small grocery store and she was dating my like distant cousin, which I didn't even know I was related to him. But when I
Wow.
say she didn't have no kids with him or nothing like that. When I say she jumped for this man, she jumped for this man. He was not controlling. He was not abusive. He was nothing. He loved her and she loved him. She would get up in the. She might get off of work at 10 o'clock at night, and guess what? She gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. She gonna cook him breakfast and send him on his way. He
Absolutely.
say, hey, I'm on the way. I'm finna give me a monster drink. She gonna run get that monster drink. She gonna pay for it, have it ready for him in him because he treats her
Absolutely.
good and she was jumping for him. She was catering to his every single needs.
That's your natural instinct.
And I'm watching her and I'm like, I love how she love him. She's a
Yes.
good woman to a good man. And I
Exactly.
love that. And that's how I always I look at certain people and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. And I look at some of these women, I'm like, I want to be just like that.
It went out.
Is our thing over?
I don't know. I think
Here,
so.
let me go move the mouse maybe. But we might be done with this
Hold on, y'all. Is it still recording? You need your glasses? Oh, it was just. Oh, it was just a motion, y'all.
yeah, I think it just idle.
I think we got like 10 more minutes because I didn't get here till like right at 9.
Oh, you got here now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think you started it right then and there. But if somebody come, I'm pretty sure they'll.
Oh yeah, because it is at 50. It's at 50 minutes right now. It's at 51 minutes right now.
Okay, so we'll wrap it up. But like basically, this topic was about to like really show you're more than just your job title, just more than your marriage status or your financial status. You're more than that, and it's like the more you evolve, the more you live, and the more you tune in to hear. Please keep tuning in. You will keep knowing that you're more than who you are, and you have to get boundaries. You have to learn other people's experiences and be like, you know what, I like that or I don't like that, and learn from it. That's basically all.
And if y'all want to send in questions or
Yes.
things that not you want just like not only our opinions on, I will do polls and we can get
Right.
other people's opinions and stuff. I'll do an anonymous thing and post those certain questions and people could anonymously answer and we'll come back and we'll talk about it because it's nice to know what other people think about it too, like the
Absolutely.
majority.
Absolutely. And you can comment on here. That's why we go live so we can see your comments. And we just want to say we're going to be on here not every other Friday, but we're going to try to do every Friday. So please tune in if you have any questions, any comments, or if you want to be a guest, like you can add on here. You don't have to drive all the way out here to Houston. You can just add on to our lives and we'll, let you be on there and we'll let you talk and
Hey, Alicia, want to get in the podcast? Come on, friend.
come on. And you can tell us, hey, I just have something on my heart that I want to talk about, and we'll listen to you and we'll say what we feel about it, or we encourage you. If you feel like, okay, well, this year has taught me so much of like how to go through things, and now I'm figuring out how to go through it, and it's like, okay, good, we'll give you. Or if you're like, I don't know where to start, we can help you. Like I said, she's an entrepreneur. I have like a little small business. I do t-shirts, but I work for the post office. So we're people that get up every day that show up even when we don't want to, but we still show up, and we that's why we wanted to say we heard what she said, because it's like we're two women that been through a lot of things and that still getting up every day and still showing up because we're not giving up. So y'all tune in every Friday. And where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Luxo Christine, Luxury Reflections. Uh, yeah. Oh, and Luxo Solutions. I know I had another one. I got 3 different Instagrams, but follow all of them.
Y'all can follow me at POP daily, or you can follow me at Mad Up and Grow. I do fitness and I do, like I say, t-shirt motivation. I do all kind of stuff. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. My Facebook is Bless Antoinette. It's everything is on my bio information. So y'all follow us. Y'all follow our podcast page. Just stay tuned because you never know. We might do giveaways. We might have where we just want to welcome in a guest. We're gonna have guys. We're gonna have girls. We're gonna even someday probably have our Mother's Day and have our moms, or have Father's Day and have our dads. Like, just always stay tuned. You just never know. All right, y'all. We out. Have a good night.